Welcome back to CCRPG. We return to our pilots, members of the Quartz, as they plan on splitting their forces in order to achieve two goals at once. Rock is going to lead the assault forces on the bridge of the ship in order to try and take the Amethyst. And, they might have the forces to do it. We'll find out. Meanwhile, Jean and Jake are teaming up to go try to take the hangar, such that they can get Kato's team into their ships and prepare their own mechs so that they can launch to deal with the anchors outside as fast as possible. Nestor has successfully taken over the life support of the ship and is planning on releasing a gas into the bridge at an opportune moment to try and buy the assaulting forces an advantage.
Yeah, buddy.
We return to their pilots as they get ready to enact their plans. Hello, pilots.
Hello.
Hello.
We have a plan.
I feel good about this. You know, in all the movies, whenever everyone splits up, it always goes well. So I feel confident.
You know, I still remember that one D&D game where we told you not to wander out into the forest alone, and you wandered out in the forest alone. How did that go?
Wait, is that the one where I died?
It was with your druid. You wandered out into the forest alone and got put to sleep immediately.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, and then immediately got in a combat by myself. But I did not die, and I think I even became friends with those guys. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
That combat did not last long.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Anyway.
But I do think we have a good plan, all joking aside.
You have a good plan. Hey, Gene, what are we going to do?
Gene shrugs.
I mean, and this is probably knowledge we would know, but sorry, our characters would know, but we would not know. The hangar is typically closed, I assume. Like from like mechs entering into it. That is directed toward Bob.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
So to enter the hangar, I assume you either enter like a normal human being or you enter in with your mech, and the way to enter in your mech is probably locked down.
The way you enter it from your mech is from the exterior of the ship.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I was toying around with the idea, and I don't think it's a good idea, but I'm just spitballing here, of like, our personal mechs are still on our personal ship. Could we take our personal mechs, enter in the hangar from outside, and try to take it? But
the shields are up.
I thought
our ship is within the shields.
Yeah, I thought our ship was inside the shields.
It is within the shields, but so let me put it this way. The two of you would have to slip into your ship somehow to get your mechs.
Right.
The hangar is under guard. How do you propose to get there? I mean, part of taking the hangar is so that you have access to your ships and mech.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So our ship is already in the hangar, so it'd be more likely that we could. So hypothetically, I guess if we could sneak back onto our ship, get our mechs, and then attack the hangar, that might be an option. But it seems like that's gonna be difficult to pull off, I think.
I think the whole point of taking the hangar is basically getting access to our ship.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a way to give us the advantage here, because like just going in guns blazing is probably not the best strategy.
True. Maybe not.
I
Maybe
agree. In fact, I'm very excited to hear how you're going to figure that out.
Yeah, you know.
Tell you what, we'll figure it out as things go. You know, our plan will be genius, I'm sure.
It'll be the best plan. The plan's the best plan of all plans.
He's got a plan, right? Just like before. It's just he doesn't want to tell us yet.
Okay, we're not doing this bit again.
It's not the opportune time.
Okay.
Why don't you
Continuing
guys go
on.
first, and then we'll figure something out.
I I mean, I'm sorry, but I think it makes more sense for you to go here because we're
Okay.
kind of
Well,
maybe not.
Maybe let's scout it out at least. Figure out what we're dealing with. I mean, if anything, collect more information.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So you have the unreliable information of we passed through there. This is the same hangar that had our ship, right, Bob?
Right.
Yes.
So you have passed through there when we were in disguise with Cass earlier.
Mhm.
I don't know that that's where the setup that it still is, but you at least have some idea.
Yeah. Well. I mean, there were probably guards.
I want to let you all know that like time has passed a few ticks. They know they're under assault now. There's no like tricking them into thinking everything's fine anymore. Anywhere they still have control of, they will be holding on to tooth and nail.
Okay.
Okay.
And you do have one other team with you, right? The team B,
Yep.
Team C or Team B.
Yeah, I don't think the two of us could have taken the hangar on our own.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Team B. Team B is the team that originally freed Cato's team, and they are now joining you all to try and take the hangars and get Cato's team loaded up into their ships and you guys back to your mechs.
Yeah. Okay. All right, then. Well, since we're starting, essentially what I would like to do is to begin by using Act Unseen or Unheard with the goal of trying to get us into a more advantageous assault position without them realizing. Even though we have an idea of how things were set up, but we also have to accept that there's likely a much stronger guard than before, right?
Right.
So that's how I want to broach the situation initially, cautiously.
Can I assist with that? Because I also have Act Unseen and Unheard.
Yeah, if that's what both of you are going to focus on how you bring this the beginning up here, because you both have it, I will let one of you automatically, without the need to roll, grant accuracy to the other.
Okay.
What's your modifier?
4.
Mine's also 4. Why don't you go then?
Okay. So accuracy plus 4, 15.
Nice.
Okay. Between the two of you, you are able to rendezvous with the leader of Team B as they are getting set up to assault the hangar. Now, interestingly, there are 2 hangars on either side of the ship. The hangar you're taking over happens to both have Cato's like flight team ships in there, and that's where your ship landed. There is another hangar on the opposite side of the ship. I assume that's not the hangar you wanted to assault. But because the 2 hangars are both along the 2 sides of the ship, like you are getting basically ready to go back to where you started. Your team spreads out, gets into position. Jake and Jean are able to like basically, with Act Unseen and Unheard, you're able to sneak past their detection, like where they could possibly see you, to get to a position that is better for you to attack from. You'll have like less obstacles in your way, less places for them to take cover behind, and maximize your kind of like front, right? Like how many people you can have firing on them at once. It will still require initiation, right? Like nothing will happen until things pop off. So you still need to figure out how you want to approach this, but you're in position.
All right. So this being a hangar, I imagine all over the place there are pallets and cargo and things like that, correct?
There are some of that, but because the Amethyst is not at full capacity, like just generally, like all the time. It's not at full capacity because your rebel group isn't enough to fully staff the ship. It's a lot less than you would think, because it's only like the stuff they would need to service the ships that are currently here. But there are pallets. There are like some of them probably have ammo they were getting ready to load back into Cato's flight team ship, or some of them might be hull plating, for repair work and things like that. But there are things out here.
So, as part of that act unseen or unheard, can I get myself in position behind a rather larger part of cargo with the point of knocking it over to cause a distraction to help us initiate combat while they're distracted by why the fuck did this thing fall over?
In order to, so I wouldn't be able to let you do that as part of your previous check. This would require a new check.
In that case, in order to get in position, can I use get somewhere quickly since they don't know I'm there?
You're kind of already in position. It's more the action of doing it without being detected before it takes place.
Okay. In that case, read a situation, because I'm looking for the opportune moment that they're all kind of looking in the general direction so that they be focused on the falling cargo.
Yeah, trying to scan them for the opportune moment to strike. Sure.
Yeah.
And like, are you communicating with the team that you want them to go? Like, is this the signal for attacking? Like, how is this going to work?
I would give them the signal that the moment that it falls over, they would attack, right? Because I'm using this as the pretext to distract the guards. They would know this.
And while you're getting set up for this, Jake, what are you doing?
I think I'm trying to put myself in an opportune position so that, like, or rather, I'm trying to make sure that all our forces are not congested in one location. I think might be a good way of doing this. So, like, while Gene is setting up the opportunity to create that distraction, I think I'd like to maybe, like, there'll be one group where we snuck in, and then I think I want to move another part of the group somewhere else, just so that we aren't all in one location. Does that make sense?
Okay. So you want to lead a different group for an attack on a different location?
Yeah, just so we're not, like, focus fire yet.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Let's see how this plays out then. So you have gotten everyone in position. The squad leader for Team B gets themselves ready at the location Gene scouted. Jake, you take a small portion of the team to like squad up with you and kind of like wrap around to catch people, hopefully in a flanking maneuver. Gene, you are trying to prepare yourself in order to find the right moment to kind of initiate and kick things off. So obviously that's where we need to start. Gene.
All right, let's see if Gene can read a situation. No, he cannot.
That is an 8. On an 8, this does not go well. Gene, why doesn't this go well?
The cargo was much heavier than Gene anticipated, and he was not able to knock it over. So they noticed him.
So, Gene, you find the right moment. It's not even that the read the situation failed necessarily. You did not read the situation that you could effectively do this at the right time. You slam your shoulder into the side of these crates, and they start to topple, and they do that thing where you see like a heavy piece of cargo like tip really far over, and then it just rocks back into place without falling over. And you're like, oh, come on, as you hear gunfire start to go off in your direction. Yeah. They have spotted you and are firing at you. Because the distraction did not go off, this is entirely directed at you and not at the team yet. You are going to take 2 pilot damage.
Okay. That's fair. Hey, look,
they are still far away.
Coming.
They're still far away, and this is still the initiation, so it's not like these are like, the most on target thing, but they are firing at you and you have to dive into cover.
Hey man, even stormtroopers will hit something eventually.
I mean,
stormtroopers have some of the best aim in the galaxy.
I don't believe you.
There was a thing I read the other day that was like, actually, why don't we suppose that stormtroopers are actually accurate? And the fact that in all the scenes we see them, they're missing is because the story we tell about Star Wars is about the people who survived the stormtroopers. So of course the stormtroopers missed. We're telling the story about the people who survived the attack, right? Like if we showed other parts of the attack, we'd show people getting shot all the time.
Yeah,
there's also an argument in the first movie that like Darth Vader wanted them to get away to track him to the rebel base too.
Sure.
I've always heard that theory too.
That,
it's like, well, yeah, that actually does make sense.
That tracks.
All of Star Wars is just survivorship bias. All right. Jake, you watch Gene stumble. They saw him. He has jumped behind some cover, but there are now a squad of people closing on his position. You will have to decide if you do something here or if you're going to wait for a better opportunity to do something. But right now, the target they see is Gene, and they will surround him if someone doesn't help.
I think I'd like to provide some cover fire to Gene. Not necessarily to take out the group, but to make sure that Gene doesn't die. Okay,
so you are going to reveal the position of the team you're with in order to get Gene not surrounded.
My thoughts are, and I assume we have some sort of communication between the team members, is one, I want to make sure that Gene can get out of Dodge, but by us attacking that group, we are the new distraction, so that while everyone's attention is now turned toward us, the other group could take advantage of the chaos.
Okay, sure.
So like I'm telling him like, hey, we're going to initiate the Save Gene's ass. Get ready to take advantage of that.
We're solving the problem of chaos by creating more chaos, and therefore chaos is ruling all.
Chaos.
Chaos reigns.
What is this, Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Chaos. Okay. Well, my original plan was to use Act Unseen or Unheard, but it feels like more appropriate to either blow shit up or marksmanship. Marksmanship might be better here because we're using guns.
I mean, they will do different things, right?
Yeah.
If on a success, marksmanship and blow something up will have different effects on the battlefield. You just need to choose what tact Jake would be focused on here.
If the intention is to and the modifier is exactly the same. It doesn't really matter in the long run, but if the intent is just to draw attention, I feel like blow something up would be better because like we're trying to be flashy. We're trying to say like, hey, look over here, not over there.
All right, so there are munitions like in the hangar.
Ooh.
You could order your team to fire on them to try and detonate some.
Is there a barrel with red paint on it?
No, they're boxes. There's no barrels in here. They're all boxes.
Is there a box with red paint on it?
Yes, of course. How else would you know it explodes?
You know what?
It
You're
says
right.
Space TNT on it.
No, it's like a white box with red lines on it, and in the center of the box is a little red missile icon.
I love it. Yeah, we're gonna shoot those things.
Okay, so yeah, you'll go ahead and use the blow something up modifier here.
All right. No modifiers, I assume. And
not yet.
Roll. Oh my god, a 6.
All right. Well, I have to break it to you guys. You've initiated this poorly. Things are going to start to get a little worse.
Our bad rolls are coming back to bite us. Our good rolls.
As you fire to try and pull attention away from your buddy Gene, you fire on some of the munitions, and they don't blow up. You've watched so many Astro Jammin' movies. When you shoot something explosive, it's supposed to blow up, right?
Wait, that's illegal.
You just end up riddling these boxes with holes. They know where you are now.
Did it draw attention, though?
Oh, they know where you are, but it didn't, like, distract them. Okay. They're just really on guard and sweeping out to take out your team and Gene.
Watch, there was a guy that, like, swapped the labels on the crates because they knew someone would try this.
Explosives don't usually blow up if you shoot them.
But why?
Because this isn't a movie,
You would
Jake.
think Jake
You
would
don't
know
have
that.
incendiary
But...
rounds.
This reality sucks.
This isn't a movie, Jake. Stop watching movies, Jake.
Okay.
Come live in the real world, Jake.
I refuse.
This real fake world.
All right. Well, since Jake's plans failed, Gene would like to get somewhere quickly.
Sure.
Essentially, his entire goal is get to a much better position.
Okay, that would probably be rejoining up with the remainder of Team B to provide a united front. This is now going to devolve into a straight up firefight, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't quite pull off the tricky maneuvers you guys wanted to up front. Repositioning will prevent you from being surrounded, Gene, but this is going to be a dangerous check.
That's fine. All right. Exactly a 10.
All right. On a 10, you successfully reposition, but they continue to harass and fire upon you as you do so.
That's fine.
You're able to reunite with Team B, but you take 2 more pilot damage.
Okay.
How are you holding up there?
I am exactly at half health now.
Oh, so you're like everyone else. Okay, we're fine.
Not if these rolls continue the way they are.
Man, to say, oh, we're fine dismissively like that is crazy.
Oh, we're fine.
Well, I mean, as opposed to like you're at 1 HP is what I was more concerned with. You're not there.
I'm not the one who fought the mech.
Point taken.
All right, Jake, how are you going to help me in this situation?
Jake, Gene has teamed up with the other group, and you're with one group. The people in the hangar have become alerted to your presence. Even though you've picked good ways to assault from, they are taking up position. They are getting behind even some of the ships you're here to rescue, using them as cover. They are taking up position at various points around the hangar. The hangar is a wide open area. So, this is where big ships like the DBC dock and also small fighter ships like what Kato's team flies. So there is a lot of runway through here. The inside of this hangar is like the size of the top of an aircraft carrier.
How much of a distance is there? Is it like a football field type distance?
Yeah,
or...
yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's like that. Absolutely.
I mean, on the bright side, if we could find cover, I mean, they're in the same situation we are where they have to get out in the open in order to get closer to us. So maybe the focus right now is just to find some cover.
You guys are at cover, but you're at the fringes of the hangar, right? You're taking cover at the entrances. They're effectively, so far, kind of pinning you guys down so you don't advance into the hangar further than you already are. You're kind of in a stalemate unless someone takes initiative. This could take a while and be draining on both sides.
Fair.
Remember, the burden of time is on us, not them.
Yeah, I think what I like to
We
do is
do
look for an
have
opportunity.
sorry. Go ahead.
I said I don't think we're there yet. I think if this drags out anymore, we should take Torsay's opportunity. But I want to try something first. At least I want to give this a little more effort before we rely on our ace.
Yeah.
I like to look for an opportunity to get closer. So basically read a situation. So see if there's a way we can close in the distance without being shot at. Like maybe they're for example, if there's a pause on their gunfire to reload or something like that, and we can move to a closer.
All right. So your
ship.
goal is to take your team and advance, right?
Yes.
Like to find openings to advance. Absolutely. That is just some maneuvering. What are you doing with it?
What role?
Yeah, exactly. What are you
Read a situation.
triggering to do this? Okay. So you're looking for the openings with read a situation.
Yeah.
Examining the threats. With read a situation, this will allow you to reposition but will not like start to decrement the enemies. It'll just put you in a more advantageous position going forward. Is that what you want?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I want. I'm basically setting ourselves up to do something later on to actually take down the forces.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to find openings to have your squad advance into the hangar and get better positions. This is going to be a dangerous check.
Very well.
You're due for a really good roll.
I know,
Also,
but
did you guys
you're
trade around
jinxing it by
stims and
calling it
stuff?
out.
I know during the break, someone said, "Oh, we want to like help each other out and stuff." Did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's up to Jake if he asked me for a stim or not.
I
I
assume
would
I
have
did.
pulled out stims and started handing them out to people in the group I was in. So if you saw that and thought, hey, I could use one, I would have given it to you.
Yeah, I'll take a stim.
Okay. I will negate one of my stims. There we go.
And just to refresh my memory, I think there was like three different types of stims. Like one of them was just like improved performance, healing.
Kick. Keep a pilot awake and alert for 30 hours. Freeze. Keep a pilot calm, emotionally stable, deadens fear and other strong reactions. Or Juice. Heighten senses and alertness, reduce fatigue, and shorten reaction times. Juice occasionally provokes rage in some users. I feel as though you would be a rage user if you took it. Just, Jake's disposition, right?
Rage.
Yeah,
So-
let's fucking
so-
go.
So kick wouldn't exactly help you here, right? Because
No.
that's kind of like, you need to be alert for long periods of time, right? That's kind of what that's good for. I could see how freeze could help you, but probably just like that would be if you need the courage to push onwards, right? To
Jake
make
doesn't have
yourself
that
emotionally
issue.
stable.
Yeah.
Juice would actually increase your reflex times. It would make you more successful, but with a risk that it drives you. It drives you rather than you driving it.
How do you determine that risk? Is that a dice roll or is it just something you decide?
Well, when you do a dangerous check, there are downsides if you don't roll good enough.
Ah, okay. This is already a dangerous check to begin with, right?
It is a dangerous check. It could change what kind of danger you're in. I can tweak up and down the severity of the danger depending on the situation.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to it for now. Just do a regular dangerous check with read the situation.
Okay. Just going to be just a dangerous check.
All right. Here we go. 20.
Hey,
Ooh,
20.
Thank God.
Phew.
Jake, how does this happen? What does this look like? This is with no downside. You are able to effectively reposition your team.
So Jake just basically picks a location that we want to move closer to, and then eyes the closest group of enemies, and then watches their gunfire, and is like holds up a hand like wait for it, and then he waves his hand forward like okay go. Like he is definitely reenacting a character from an Astro Jamin movie, but he is like trying to lead the group.
Yeah, you effectively model the behavior you want to see, from the group. You're not so much as a leader, as you are a good example of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
You see the openings, and then they know from your efficacy that when you flag people, they need to move, right? Because you know what you're looking at. In fact, I think some of Tilton's team is surprised you're as effective at moving on the ground as you are. They kind of think of you guys as like, oh, those pilots, right? Those mech pilots. So I think Jake shows off some like proficiency here that like gains some of their respect.
Some unexpected proficiency.
As you get them into position, you realize after you've moved, and obviously this is what you were trying to do the whole time, but you have effectively put yourself in a place where if they want to advance on Gene's team, they have to expose themselves to your team, which effectively lets you get like a good. You've put them in a good rock and hard place kind of situation.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
Deal.
All right, then I want to put them in a harder place.
Okay, Gene, what does that look like?
So what having seen Jake's team reposition into a much better position, given that we are much farther away, what I would like to do is use Spot to see if I can find any. I imagine like there's stuff on the ground, but there's probably also stuff hanging off of cranes. Essentially, I want to have our team focus fire, knock something down, and forcefully like break their positioning to kind of scatter them a little bit to force them out.
Okay, you're looking to find something, like spot a detail that you could use to your advantage here that they might not have noticed.
Yes.
Absolutely. I like that idea.
Yeah. All right. So
this is going to be a dangerous check.
That's fine.
Because this is going to be a check for both seeing it and utilizing it. Right.
Okay.
So like if you see something, you will also be able to use it effectively. I'm not making those two checks.
Okay.
Because Jake has put them in a difficult position, it will be hard for them to capitalize on you risking yourself like this. So you will have accuracy on this check.
Okay.
Nice.
23.
Very nice. Very
Hey,
nice.
that's what we like to see. That and it looks like you would have had a 19 without the accuracy. So it was literally exactly what I said. Jake putting them in a bad position makes it hard for them to capitalize on you being out of position. Gene, what does this look like? You described part of it, but I want to see what the ending looks like.
So as Jake was moving, Gene noticed that there was a crane that was holding some boxes like overhead, like they were probably going to be loading the ship, but because the ships got docked and everyone got taken, it was just kind of left up there. And since it wasn't really doing anything, they probably just was like, there's no point in moving it, right? Gene ordered the entire group to focus fire to knock it down. It fell down and forced all of the ground guards to scatter, forcing them out of position.
All right, absolutely. As it crashes to the ground, those who notice what's happening dive out of the way in time. You see a couple people flung to one side and don't get back up. You imagine they're at the very least stunned and unable to respond. But there are still plenty of people here. This is a large area to guard, and the people who were once at the far side of the hangar have now advanced to all try and block basically from this direction. You're still dealing with a fair amount of people, but now you have the advantage of positioning as they're slightly falling back. What do you do?
I assume that's directed toward me now.
Either one of you. That was another round. Oh, that was actually Gene's third thing, right? So yeah, Jake, you have initiative now.
Okay. Did any of them did any of them come out for us to take a shot at, or was it just
they're all popping. Yeah, they've all had to they got forced out of cover to try and flee back a little bit to regain positioning. So yes.
Yeah, I mean, if any of them had to come out of cover, I definitely want to take advantage of that to take some shots.
Absolutely. What does that look like?
I mean, basically, we see Gene doing what he does, and as soon as those guys start coming out, I'm like, yeah, this is our chance, go! And we start blasting.
So I started
what
blasting.
are you using for this?
Marksmanship.
Okay, absolutely.
Trying to make accurate shots to shoot the enemy.
This is not going to be a dangerous check. This is going to be a straight check because they are out of position.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what happens. Just regular roll?
Yeah, just your marksmanship check.
Oh my god, 7. At least
Jake,
it wasn't dangerous.
It wasn't dangerous, but this is still a failure.
It's wasting time, yeah.
Yeah, it is wasting time.
As you fire on those fleeing, you're unable to effectively put a dent in their numbers. As they take up position further back into the hangar, the battle starts to rage on for a while. Them firing at your team, you firing at their team. Nothing changes for a good couple of minutes as you lose some time, unable to take advantage of the advantageous positioning you had. They can't seem to force you out, but prying them out of here is going to be just as hard. Next round, either one of you.
This is starting to drag on for a while. Is this the 4th round?
Yes.
I think this is maybe when we want to start pulling Torsay in, maybe. What do
You
think?
guys mind?
I don't make that call. It's up to you. There are ups and downsides to every choice we make. If you feel like it's worth it to use it, use it.
I look at it like this. I mean, we're not in danger, per se, but we are dragging it out, which is definitely not an ideal situation.
I'd say go one more round. If we can't make any headway, we'll use Torsay and try and force it to end. We want to be aggressive.
Yeah, that's my thought process. So, yeah, let's do that.
All right. What is your plan to advance this situation?
All right. They keep on retreating, but there can only be so much space for them to retreat. So I want to get somewhere quickly, get up and kind of force them into a firefight that they are relatively uncomfortable with. If they're going to keep on retreating, we're going to get up there as quickly as possible. It's going to be dangerous, but the positive is we're going to force them into a less. We're going to force them to make sacrifices, essentially.
Yeah, you're going to directly engage them such that falling back would be a death sentence, basically.
Yes.
It'll put you in danger now, but then they won't be able to retreat without being in incredible danger later. So it's a risk-reward strategy that I'm in favor of. What's that roll going to be?
That is, get somewhere quickly. I want to get up there as fast. We want to blitz them.
Yeah, okay, this blitz is going to be a dangerous check.
Even with a +6, I rolled a 9.
A 9. That's not great. Gene, you look at Team B's squad leader, and you're like, okay, we need to force them into a fight on our terms. We need to move, right? And they all get up, and you charge. This is like a line charge against the enemies. And it's almost like they were waiting for this opportunity. Gene, as your team charges their disadvantageous positioned team as they are slowly retreating, there is something you didn't notice in the hangar. A large cargo crate that their team has retreated towards over the course of this fight. And as you advance, their team breaks the seal on the container. And inside, you hear an echoey sound, as a large mobile turret steps out of the crate.
Yeah, I'm cool with you calling Torsay now.
Thank you. I was going to say, I think this is the time.
As it comes out of the crate and comes online, you see its weapon racks fold down beside its center. It basically charges forward, like irrespective of cover, not even like caring that it's there, takes up firing positions on your team, and if nothing changes, will start firing harpoons at you.
I hate harpoons.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling it in. I'm calling it in.
All right, so you're going to have Torsay help your side of this combat.
Yes, please.
All right, so Torsay will be kind of like logged in to your side of this. From this point on in the combat, every round you can ask her to help with something. Either having her do something on her own as an extra action, or helping one of you two with your actions.
Hey, Torsay, you there? I'm on my
Jake,
radio.
What do you need?
Hey, we got problems. We got this turret that's shooting harpoons at us. Is there anything you can I mean, long shot, I'm sure, but is there anything you can hack or something to take control over it, or?
Their systems are really hardened. I don't think I can hack it directly, at least not quickly. If you want me to focus on that, I can maybe do it over a few moments in game. If you want her to hack the thing directly, it will take multiple rounds for her to do so. And she would not be able to help with other things during that time.
Could she, and this is me talking out of character because it's probably easier that way, is there any mechanism she can interact to impede or damage the turret? Like, for example, like a crane arm, she could drop something on top of the turret.
So that would just be her doing actions on each round to try and assist. She could absolutely do stuff like that. But if you want her to hack the turret directly to turn it off, that would require her focused effort over a few rounds. If you want her to just assist every round, she can do her own thing or add on to your rolls.
Okay. I feel like it'd be very funny if she, and I don't think this is possible, but just in general, I think it'd be really funny if she could figure out how to trigger the like, I'm damaged, I need to detonate functionality and take out all the forces around the turret, because I imagine they're probably going to stay close to that. But I'm not sure, one, she'd be able to do that, and two, it's whether it's worth the time investment.
I'm not sure whether we'll live that long.
Exactly. I think let's do a case by case, a turn by turn basis. See if she can act indirectly on the turret while Gene and I try to figure out what to do next.
She will go, oh shit, okay, I see its signal on here. Help incoming.
Thank you.
She sounds unsure about what she's about to do, but she is going to attempt to do it. Let's roll.
Do you want input or ideas from us, or?
I'm open to. I'm not sure it makes sense from a narrative standpoint, but I'm open to ideas.
The storyteller is okay with the players talking with each other about what would be cool. So if you guys want to do that, feel free.
I think that you might have lost a little bit of sight on eyes on the prize here.
What are you thinking?
You have ways to take that thing out quickly if you can get to the ship.
Oh, fuck,
That's
you're right.
true.
Well, how about this? Torsey still does what she's doing, but with the intent on providing a distraction while we get to the ship.
Like clearing the way to get you to your ship. Absolutely, she can help with that.
That's a great idea, Jay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't think this is something you wouldn't have realized in game either, so it doesn't feel...
You're right. Yeah, I'll word that to Torsey, saying like, hey, actually, could you provide some... Be really flashy about to provide distraction.
Okay, I'll try to clear the way for you. Incoming. Boop boop boo. Let me.
Game Master has privately rolled some dice.
Game Master is private. Torsey is not a player character, but she has more agency than most NPCs. So I'll just narrate what happens, and you can decide how you think this worked out. As she hurriedly goes incoming, you watch as a few of the loader arms that like are across the ceiling, the big cranes that like lower from the ceiling to lift various things, the kind of that Gene basically attacked to drop the box. One of the hooks swings down and sweeps across the field, grabbing the turret mech under one of its legs and lifting, throwing it off balance.
Nice.
It is unable to fire upon Gene's team.
Is this like a portal turret situation where like it probably needs help to get back standing up, or?
Oh, it didn't get knocked over. She just knocked it off balance. She pulled up one of its legs. It needs to be planted to fire.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. That's what she does this round.
Okay. Well, you still haven't acted, Jake. So.
Oh, I didn't spend my turn calling Torsey.
No. Torsey gets to do her own thing each round, either helping you do your action or doing an action you ask her to do.
Okay. What I'd like to do then is I'm going to tell the forces that I'm with to hold down the position, try to stay safe, and then I'm gonna try to move to the ship. I'm trying to invoke Axe Seen and Unheard because I'm hoping that they're going to be focusing on the guys taking cover while I try to sneak over to the ship.
Okay. So you're kind of using your squad as a distraction.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, there's no point in them getting.
I think the guys that understand that I'm going to go get my mech would be good enough reason for cover fire.
Yeah.
All right. Fox. This will be dangerous. No, I'm sorry. It's not dangerous. It is a normal check.
Yay.
But if you fail, they will turn their attention to you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Act seen or unheard. Here we go. 14.
On a 14, that is a success. Jake, you are able to set your squad up, kind of like taking pot shots and firing upon the mech. It's not really a mech. If this was a mech, it'd be like, it's kind of like, what do you guys call it when you're in mech combat? Like a drone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more the size of a drone, but to people, that's still big, right? So Jake, you dash towards the DBC. You're able to kind of like dodge this way and that, and then like hide behind some of the crates in the hangar. It becomes obvious after a moment that no one is firing your direction. You think you've successfully redirected their attention elsewhere. You are close but have not reached your ship.
Okay.
All right, going into round 4 or 5 now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What do y'all want to do?
I would like to get somewhere quickly, but that's boring.
I'm fine with boring if you don't die.
That's true, but getting somewhere quickly didn't help last time. Just to keep things interesting, while my goal is to reach the ship, I would like to use read a situation to help my team that's failed its blitzing to get into a better position while I retreat towards the ship as well, considering that it's the drone is off balance, so we want to take advantage of that.
So if you're going to take if your goal is to make sure the team is safe while you head towards the ship, it will be a dangerous check. On a success, the team will be safe though, regardless of whether there's danger.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
All right, let's see if well, here we go. Fuck.
Damn.
I can't.
Big ouch. That's Nate.
The unfortunate thing here is that as you try to dash to the ship and leave your team in a better position, you hear some unfortunate sounds behind you. As the turret regains its composure, as 3 spears fly through the air and go right through like Swiss cheese the things they were using for cover. 2 of the soldiers go down with a spray of blood and a scream, and it becomes obvious that the team cannot use that as cover against this thing.
Yeah.
Jake, or Gene, god damn it, Gene, you will take 2 pilot damage as one of the soldiers who is with the machine notices you heading towards the ship and is trying to prevent you from heading that direction.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel bad saying this, but I think Jake is just going to keep moving forward. He doesn't have time to stop and go back at this point.
I don't think either of us do.
Yeah. How, like, do you figure, Bob, that like one more action, if successful, should get me the rest of the way?
Another action could get you to the ship if you completely succeed.
Okay. I think I'd like to just, I'm 100% focused on getting to the ship at this point, so trying to move quickly, hopefully stay cool works here.
All right. So do you want to use Torsay to boost this roll or do her own thing this round?
I think I'd like to get Torsay's help on this. I think we need to make this succeed. Like we can't hold on much longer.
Okay. You will have accuracy on this check in addition to whatever skill trigger you activate, but it will be dangerous.
Okay. 1 accuracy and 22. Whew.
Jake,
That's relief.
that is what you needed. You tell Torsay the plan, and she's like, yeah, of course. I've got an idea. As you start heading towards the DBC, it becomes apparent that she is remotely logged into the DBC.
Oh, yeah.
As the access ramp starts lowering in front of you before you get there, and the like bay you guys use to leave with your mechs on the side starts opening at the same time. Or not the DBC, I'm sorry. Your pod ship. Your pod ship. I'm so used to calling your personal ship the DBC that it was hard for me to convert.
Could we call the pod ship?
Reinforcements are here.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, no, if you had the DBC here, you'd be fucking set, actually.
Could we call the pod ship also the DBC to eliminate confusion?
To confuse everyone, of course.
Great
idea.
idea.
The pod ship's access ramp on the front lowers at the same time as she starts to open the pod that goes specifically towards your mech so you can get in as soon as possible. While this is happening, though, you note that the pod ship starts firing off its countermeasures willy-nilly into the hangar bay. So this is things like what's it? The flares and stuff that ships will throw behind them to break missile locks.
Yeah.
She just starts firing them off remotely into the hangar as these giant like barrel-sized sparklers basically drop off the ship and explode into showers of sparks all throughout the area around the pod ship. You are able to successfully get to your mech, Jake.
Over the comms, Jake this yells, "You are a beautiful, beautiful person, Torsay, and I owe you money."
I mean, okay, I won't say no, but that's not why I did it. Just for note-taking purposes.
Okay, I'm keeping the money then, as I jump into my mech.
All right. This is great too, because this is going to be the debut of your mech, Jake. Yeah. Describe in detail what your mech looks like as it emerges from the pod on the side of your ship.
So, Jake's wow, good start. I'm already tongue-tied. Jake's mech is called Here Comes the Boom. Appropriate. It is on the larger size. It's a size 2 mech compared to the ones we've been using up until this point. It is fitted to the brim with projectile missiles. I've always imagined it sort of like a if it had like very broad shoulders, like as if you see like on like a fighter jet with a torso on it. It basically emerges from the pod ship and immediately gets into position to launch missiles, which I'm able to launch multiple missiles at once if I wish to do so. I probably
like
can't.
Heavy arms.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
a little bit. I imagine I can't do it this turn or this moment, but that is exactly what I plan to do next opportunity.
As your mech like turns, you get in it, obviously,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
Jump. Basically, you run in, jump onto your mech. You take the little like leg harness thing that hangs down from it to like zip line your way up into the hangar. Throw yourself into the sheet. Quickly launch your launch mechanisms. The door closes around you. Your screens turn on. You have a vision of the hangar in front of you, and everyone outside just sees your giant, imposing, heavily armed mech turn to face them.
I don't think the guards realized they had a Lancer pilot here.
I don't think Jake is Lancer certified, but this will be scary
Probably
regardless. Not. I don't think they're checking ideas for being scared. IDs for being scared.
Hey, Mike, you scared? Yeah, I'm freaking out, man.
I would be scared, but I don't think he's Lancer certified. So,
So we're good. Guys,
so I think we're fine, actually.
calm down. Do we know if he's Lancer certified? Let's not jump to conclusions.
Right. We don't know if we need to be
his-
scared yet. I want more
We need to
information
check
is
his
all I'm
ID.
saying. Yeah.
Hey, pilot, show me your ID. Come down here.
All right, just hold on a sec while I pull out my license and I pull out a missile.
And Jake, you already acted this round, right?
Yeah, I done what I can this round.
And Gene, you already acted first, right?
Yep.
That was okay. It's the
That
next
was getting
round.
shut up.
It is the next round. Jake, you immediately get to make good on this. What do you do?
I'm not sure how this works mechanically, but he's going to activate his Sharanga missiles, which allows me to attack 2 targets at a time. One of them is definitely going to be
you're shooting missiles inside of a hangar.
I know.
Okay.
Did I stutter?
I mean, his mech is called Here Comes the Boom. I think he's a little bit explosion crazy.
I mean, the intent is not to ignite or blow up the hangar, but I think there's probably some key spots to target. I mean, in the very least, I do want to take out that turret.
Of course. Okay.
The second shot, I'm going to look for an opportunity to strike where. I mean, the priority is not to blow the entire hangar up or my allies, but look for a pocket of enemies that I can take out. I guess.
So we don't get to do this too often, but this is what happens when a mech is involved in this kind of narrative contest. You will have to roll with one of your mech's stats as your check.
Interesting. Okay.
So you will be rolling either hull, agility, or engineering for this. Probably. You could roll systems, but you're bad at it, so I don't think that's what you'll do.
I'm god awful at that.
Yeah.
I feel like engineering is the best choice here, just because I'm trying to be deliberate where I place these missiles. Agility, speed's not really a concern here. I'm not sure how hull makes sense. Engineering's probably the most intelligent or precise.
This is what you use to fire your missiles. Yeah. Absolutely. That makes sense. All right. This is going to be a pilot check. It is not dangerous. This is just a straight up and down pilot check with your engineering.
All right, here we go. 21.
Gene, you and your team, have been harassed, but everyone in the hangar, your enemies and you included, all watch as Fox's imposing mech exits the side of the pod ship, opens up its missile bay doors, and launches 2 missiles that fly out into the hangar, trail of small smoke behind each as they land and explode underneath the turret and its surrounding escort. It is quick and it is brutal, and the enemies are dead in a flash.
Is there a Wilhelm scream?
No.
Oh.
There was no time to scream.
I'm
I
okay
think
with
the
this.
last time we had mech on regular people combat was when the pirates tried to blow up our ship.
Well, also, remember when Astro was out of his mech because it exploded and he was trying desperately to escape.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
That was fun.
Fun, in quotes.
There are
is-
rules
Yeah.
for trying to
Yeah,
jockey
absolutely there
mech.
is.
So
I
you
would
could-
recommend doing so in hard suits, though, not in
Yeah.
not in your clothes that you're currently wearing. That is how the battle in the hangar ends up playing out.
Hooray.
Gene and Jake, you have taken control. Not without casualties, not without damage to the hangar, but you did succeed. We'll wrap back around to you after we find out what happens in the bridge. Nestor and Rock. How do you want to start things?
Well, I'll start off by giving stims to people that think they can use them correctly. Just to give us any kind of advantage we can.
I would say there's probably people on both Tilton and yours team who are like, yeah, I could use one, so however you want to distribute them.
I only have 2, so they'll get 1 each.
Cool. Yeah, they're both of the flanking teams, one of their members takes one.
Okay. I will then let Cass take his moment.
I imagine at some point, I've been working on this the whole time, trying to get familiar with the life support system. As we get closer to go time here, I'll radio Rock and say, all right, I think I know enough that I can flood the bridge with the gas. So just let me know when you want me to do that, or if you want me to do that.
Okay.
I'm on standby here.
So the plan is to tie Cass's communicator into the comms in the bridge then? Is that so that he can talk to them from the outside, right?
Yes, preferably 2-way. I'd love to hear back.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, while this is going on, I'd like to read a situation to get an idea for 1, should we just go in, right? Or 2, is it working better? You know what I mean? Like, what are we getting out of the conversation?
I get you 100%. Because Torsay has control of sensors, she has kind of transferred that info to you. You get a sense that things in the hangar aren't going well, so she's distracted right now. But she has given you command of the sensors and already has Cass set up for communications.
Sounds good.
Cass will test the communicator, just make sure everything's hooked up. Once he sees all green, and you see that you have sight and kind of like audio on what's happening in the bridge, Cass starts. This is Cassius Velium, your former commander. I'm reaching out to you to plead with you to stop this madness. I know we're all a long way from home, but that doesn't excuse what we're being asked to do. I know for a lot of you, you think that everything is obedience to the cause, that this is what you've lived your entire life for. But that isn't how we should do it. This was supposed to be a homecoming. This homecoming will be drenched in blood. We don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. Please, there is another way to do this. Set down your arms. All right, Graham, I'm going to ask you to make your pilot check. On a 17, Graham, you watch the feed, and you do get a sense of what's going on in there. There are people talking, and you can obviously have sound because you can hear some of them like talking to each other, not loud enough, like that you hear them responding, but like to the person who's standing right next to them and stuff like that, like what's going on kind of stuff. And amongst the people on the bridge, one person steps forward, kind of like looks up at wherever you imagine he hears the sound coming from and starts to respond. Cassius, if that is you. You don't even show your face. You talk to us from the heavens. Who do you think you are? You can't go against what the principles teach. We have to do this. We were born to do this. Heathcote will be back soon, and you are not too far gone. Turn in whoever you have with you and come back to the fold. The glorious reclamation is soon. This person is an obvious believer in whatever cause Cassius is trying to convince them against. Graham, because of your read a situation, you sense there is a conflict happening on the bridge. Yes, this person specifically does not agree with Cassius, but what Cassius said seems to have moved enough people on the bridge that there is not unanimous support behind this new person. What do you do? You can at any point like intervene or add something or, you know, take action and be like, no, now's when we storm, or hit the gas. Like, I just need to know, are you hitting the button on taking an action? Do you want to consult with Cass? Like, just what do you want to do in this moment?
I'm giving Cass a chance still to keep pushing, right? Like, he hasn't, because he's still kind of on the wire, I don't feel the need to intervene quite yet. I want him to have like another moment to respond. Because like a bit more of a push and we might actually get something meaningful out of it, right?
Sure.
Is my hope.
Cass continues. Donald. So you're who Heathcote left in charge. I'm not surprised. This isn't the way. I know it's going to be hard to get you to see that, but we have to try to do it differently. You've seen these people we've worked with, or the people we've worked with for the past few years. They're just like us. We were told they weren't. We've been told to think of them as other, but they're just like us. And like us, they're operating with so many pressures, so many things holding them down. You might not believe this, but we're being forced into something just like they are. We don't have to let them tell us what to do. Rock, go ahead and make me another pilot check.
Trying to decide which one. I mean, read a situation obviously is another one, but I feel like I've gotten most of what I can out of that. So I'm going to chime in and say to was it Donald?
Donald, Donil.
I'm going to chime in and say, you know that we're going to fight. This is not news to you. I'm sure you're not surprised. At least let the people with you make a decision to step away from this. I'll call it a charm.
Okay.
I don't know if that actually counts here or not, but
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Woof.
3.
That is a 3. Donald, inside, laughs. Ha! You let them speak for you? You don't show your face? I can't even be sure you weren't taken captive, and you're doing this under duress. If you want to convince us, come in here, Cassius. Speak to me face to face.
I'll just look at Cass for a second to kind of gauge him.
Cass looks at you like, what do you think? Like, should I do this?
look, I don't think it's a good idea. This is not in the mic, so they can't hear.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm just going to say I don't think this is a good idea, but you know these people better than I do. I cannot like truly make this decision for you, but you have a lot of information to offer us if we have any chance after this, right? So if you think you can make this happen to save lives, I'm not going to stop you.
Cass sighs and says, well, then I think I have to try. Do you let him go in?
Yes. Oh, fuck. I will go in with him.
Okay.
The point is a show of faith. No, the point is a show of faith, right? And if you're not going in for it,
all right.
And then I will turn to the others here and go, this is up to you to decide when to go in now. You know, I trust you guys will get it.
Tilton's here. He'll take command.
Yeah, to Tilton. Yeah.
Rock, as you and Cassius walk in, there are scores of noblesse in this room. To the left and the right are banks of control clusters that various people are sitting at, piloting the ship. There are gangways raised on the left and the right as well, where there are other noblesse agents armed, aiming kind of like, they don't have their weapons raised, but they're like, they're like engaged by this debate, right? There's a lot of a sense of people trying to wait to see how this plays out, but they're obviously armed and ready to take up their weapons. In the center of the command bridge, just having stepped away from like the captain's raised like command area in the center, is Donald. He is of similar age to Cassius, which is honestly around Graham's age, right? You're all kind of young people. 20s, I think, for Graham, right?
Yeah, it was early, approaching mid-20s, I think, at this point.
Yeah, approaching mid-20s. Right. I mean, they look that age too, right? They both look like they're in your age bracket, but you don't know, obviously. There's a lot of soldiers in here that aren't, that are like older and are obviously like taking commands from these guys, right? Like, you don't know what puts people in command in this group, but like, obviously Cass was a young commander.
Not seniority alone.
Right, not seniority, obviously, right? As Cass enters and you follow behind, there's a lot of like people discussing. Behind Donald, towards the front of the bridge, near where honestly like the front view screens are that look out the front of the ship, is a large pile's the wrong words, like group, like assemblage. What do you call a bunch of people tied up sitting back to back with each other? Whatever that collective noun is, there's one of those.
Yeah, grouping of hostages. I guess.
A bundle of hostages is towards the front of the bridge. There are two guards to either side, so two on the left, two on the right, by the hostages. You catch two people there. One you assumed would be here, and another you're kind of surprised is here, Graham. One of them is Killis. Her and her command team were taken captive on the bridge. They're being held here as hostages. Tied up next to Killis, and you don't know if this was bad timing or why she's here, but also on the bridge tied up is Mila Maddock, one of the other squad leaders and your biggest detractor.
My biggest what? Sorry?
Detractor. She's the one most opposed to you amongst the other squad leaders.
Okay. Okay.
But they are all, they're not like bound, like they're not gagged or anything, but they're all like encouraged to be quiet, and sit there kind of thing. As they watch your team come in, the two of you. And Donald walks forward, also as a sign of like, yeah, I'm putting myself out here, and like talks almost like he's addressing an audience, but addresses it to Cassius and goes, "Ah, Cassius, you grace us with your presence. Is this another flight of fancy for you? How many times are you going to do something that puts everyone else in danger just because you think it's the right thing to do?" Cassius shakes his head and goes, "Donald, you have to see the bigger picture. What do we even gain from this? We're throwing ourselves at this wall, this danger that's just going to get everyone killed. And for what? For honor, for glory," Donald responds. "To take back what should be ours." Are you doing anything, Graham?
Not yet. It just hasn't made sense to chime up yet.
I just want to give you opportunities in case it comes in.
I would say what I'm doing is assessing the situation as much as possible. Like, looking where they're at, judging, and maybe I'll read a situation to judge, hey, these guys over on the right here probably aren't going to fire on us, but the ones on the left I'm worried about, right?
I would say go ahead and make another pilot check now. Now that you have sight on everything, it changes your perspective a little bit.
I would like to argue that I could have accuracy to read this because of the conversation going on.
Unfortunately not. This is still just reading people responding to a thing.
All right. Oh, 7.
This is actually honestly confusing to you, Graham, because you don't have context for what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're talking to each other about something Graham has no grounding in. And when they say some things, you see some people respond in ways you wouldn't expect, right? It's like these people have a culture that you're not a part of. So reading how they're going to respond to things is throwing you enough curveballs that you don't know for sure what to count on in this room.
Yeah, that checks out. Makes sense.
Cass almost talks past Donald for a moment, addressing the other people on the bridge. "I was the commander of the Nobilis affair, and I did my job. I always wanted to do it, not for those who sent us, but for you, for the people I served with, for people who, just like me, wanted to come home, wanted to see what was out here. We don't have to do it at the end of a barrel. There's other ways. We've made friends with these people. Some of you have been on missions with these people. They're good. And they're not what we were told they are. You've seen the situations they toil under. It wasn't their choice to make things this way. They're victims of it. Why are we arriving as a conquering force when we could be a liberating one? When we could join with them as friends?" Graham, it does not take a successful read a situation to read something so obvious here. When Cass moves to address the room and says what honestly is very aspire-y, like, let's be good kind of rhetoric, Donald prepares himself to attack Cass. What do you do?
I push Cass out of the way.
All right. Make a pilot check.
This isn't assault.
It is
Get
not.
somewhere quickly. It's not really acting unseen or unheard. Would you think get somewhere quickly would apply here? Just the speed of reacting to it, or not?
This would be using your somewhere quickly to get cast somewhere quickly, i.e., the ground and out of the way, right?
I'll also do just show off. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
To
show
try
off
to like
works.
save him. Okay.
This is a dangerous check.
Sure. 13.
Rock, you quickly spot Donald is not here for this conversation. As soon as Cass takes his attention off of him and addresses the others in the room, he, in a spot of lightning quick reflexes, this guy is a drilled commando. You can tell instantly. Grabs his sidearm, raises it, and aims at Cass. What does it look like when Graham knocks him out of the way?
It's one of those sort of like get down, Mr. President moves where I'm like jumping to like tackle him, but I'm assuming I get clipped in the process here.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm trying to save him. And then we'll just dive down, going prone, hopefully with a little bit of cover so we don't keep getting fired at that moment.
Graham, as you kind of tackle Cass out of the way, you feel a pain in your lower back. It's, you don't have time to think about what happened, right? You just know you're in pain and you know you've knocked Cass out of the way. Take 2 pilot damage.
Okay.
As you fall to the ground, like an uproar happens across the bridge where people are like, rah, 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 like a bunch of people in like upset ways are all like drawing, but not exactly pointing their weapons, but like kind of like holding them vaguely threateningly in various directions, like not knowing kind of what to do. Like Donald, obviously has pulled his sidearm up, and as you knock Cass out of the way, he goes to draw on you two again as you're on the ground. As some of the other people on the ship, like in a very awkward and uncertain way, draw their weapons on him. Everyone is confused and doesn't know what to do. What do you do?
I'll just scream out, stop, just wait a second. Is this what we can expect in the future, working with you, coming against your people, just to fight? You don't even give us a chance to speak? We came in here to talk with you.
Make a pilot check.
Do all of you stand with this man?
Perfect. I'm giving you accuracy on this check because Donald has put himself in the unfortunate light in this situation. In fact, because you didn't respond with violence, you responded with, I had this set up so that if you had protected Cass, you get a bonus. If you'd fired on Donald, you'd get a deficit, but this is perfect.
I'd charm again, I think.
Sure. Take accuracy.
19.
On a 19, there is a general consensus. Like there's like a turn. There's like a wave that turns inside this room, as there are obviously like what's the word? Hard supporters of Donald's point who are not going to back down no matter what. But there are plenty of people on the bridge who, when this happens, they start shouting out, like, this is bullshit. Like, let him talk. Like vague, like supportive, like not super supportive, but like, as best as you could hope for, I guess. They lower their weapons, and there are a couple people who draw up on Donald to be like, lower your weapon, let him talk. As Cass gets back up and helps you up to your feet, he looks at Donald. and says, if you stop now, we can all talk about this. And if you can't cotton to this, you can leave. You can just go back. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed, even if you don't agree with me. Please, I don't want us to fight each other.
I agree. I'll look over at Killis at this point. If anyone decides they want to leave and go back to your space, we're not going to stop you.
Donald thinks for a second. He hasn't lowered his gun, even though there are people aiming at him.
Mm-hmm.
There are still others in this room who are like hard-bitten supporters of, this line of thinking, if not Donald himself, who have not gone off guard. Donald thinks for a long while. And whispers something under his breath. Graham, how good are you at hearing things that are really far away?
I don't know how to answer that. I'm sure. I'm gonna say that I probably would hear it because there is probably a pin drop moment, right?
Oh yeah.
And even whispering, like, I'd probably catch bits and pieces of it is my guess, because I am definitely trying to listen to him.
Under his breath.
But, yeah, up to you.
He whispers, for the mandate. And in this split second, he is about to shoot Cass again.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll just say over the comm to Nestor's now, and then scream out to everyone, get down.
Okay, I press the big red button that my finger's been hovering over.
You've been waiting for the second this could happen, Nestor.
Sweat pouring down my face.
You've probably been listening to this, right? Like, I imagine.
Oh, he's tied into comms.
Yeah, I'm tied in. Yeah. I'm listening with bated breath.
I assume you specifically hooked everything up to this button because it's big and red.
Yes.
He pressed the big red button. Jake's mech fires its missiles.
Yep.
Cass dives for the ground as Donald fires on him and you. The bridge is a confusing uproar as people who don't want to fight come into conflict with the people who hardline want to fight. Some people throw their guns down and get out of the way, while others draw up on you and Cass, the rabble-rousers who made this all go to hell, including a couple of the guards on the hostages as they get ready to hold the hostages. The gas comes in from the ceiling. Did you give the two of you respirators?
If we had them. I don't know if we had them or not.
I don't know if you did. So you're just calling it on top of yourself, basically, right?
Yeah. I mean, we also have the other teams about to try to breach and clear too. So
didn't Nestor have one? I forget.
I think gave mine to one of the teams. Actually,
oh, you gave it to Tilton's team, didn't?
Tilton has it.
So. Okay.
Yep.
Which is fine. Tilton's coming in right now anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And it happens so fast. Because of your preparations and because of everything that led up to this, the gas releases from the ceiling. In the confusion, very few people have a moment to get their respirators on or get out of the way of it. Everyone, including you, Rock, and Cass, are caught in the slowness of the gas. But because of that, you almost watch as your teams take the bridge in fast forward. Tilton is first through the door with his respirator on, charging through the gas itself as he tackles Donald, who is firing on you. Taking him hostage, you watch a couple other people take shots at him and are shot. They look like they just collapse to the ground with how fast everything looks like it's going around you. You watch as your two flanking teams pour in from the access hallways and take out the people who were guarding the hostages. Graham, for you, who was stuck in slow motion for these few moments, it goes from a dangerous situation to your teams in command of the Amethyst in a matter of moments.
I think we made the correct call with calling in Torsay, Chuck.
I think so too. I'm
Congrats,
this
Jay.
outcome. Yeah, that's great.
Congrats, Todd. Your plan was awesome.
The gas was a nice little
Honestly, it was because no one was ready for it while they were all thrown off by the debate, essentially.
Yeah.
Did the majority of the Noblesse soldiers or guards, did most of them survive, or anyone that was aggressive when the gas hit is probably dead, but how
honestly, the Noblesse on the bridge was like a 70-30 split. 70% of them threw down their weapons.
Oh wow.
Okay,
yeah,
I thought it was the other
more
way.
than I would have expected. Yeah.
Yeah, of the 20 people on the of the 30 people on the bridge, only 8 of them were hardline Donald supporters once Cass got through to them.
Okay.
And you helped significantly in this. When the gas dropped, the people who were already surrendering were just kind of stuck very slowly surrendering, and the people who had the guns out were either knocked unconscious or shot. So the bridge goes down quick.
To be fair, they probably didn't, even if they had expected gas, they probably didn't think that you would gas Cass and Graham while they were in the room.
That was part of it. Yeah, no, part of it was you guys came into the room to deal with them, right? You throw them completely off balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy shit.
It was tense.
By the time Rock and Cass have shaken off the gas, and the room starts to clear. I imagine, Nestor, you probably turn on all the normal functions of life support again, so that clears things out, in a matter of moments. But after the two of you come back to your senses, you find Tilton and Syl in charge of the bridge, in the middle of getting Killis and Matic freed from the hostage situation.
Yeah, I'm not saying much. I'm just kind of watching everything happen for a moment and getting my bearings, basically. Keeping in mind, I know I'm going to need to move pretty quickly, but...
Killis, comes over, and for a moment, you have almost like a little mini council here. It's you, 3 other squad leaders, and Killis. As she's like, someone's going to need to tell me what the hell is going on here.
You're welcome, by the way.
I just look over at Cass and go, I need to get to the hangar soon. You stay here with them.
I don't want to press this point too much, but I'm a really good pilot. I think I can help break some anchors.
Okay.
I know this is confusing, and if you need me to fill you in on what's going on here, I can do that instead, but I'm afraid that Heathcote's going to be coming back soon, and the less anchors destroyed, the worse our situation.
I'll just look back then to Killis and be like, well, you've gotten the basic gist of it, I think, from that. We need to get in our lances outside and destroy the anchors they put on the ship, or we're not getting out of here, and getting out of here is very important.
Killis looks at the other 3 squad leaders. Maddox is immediately like, we don't even know what they're doing. We don't trust this guy. He's one of the people who captured us. And 2, Rock is going off to play hero again. We need to address this in a real way before letting him go off and do whatever he wants. Tilton says, if it wasn't for them, we'd all be captured. They're the one who broke us all out. And backing him up,
for Cass, we wouldn't know to break you out.
Backing him up, Syl is like, I don't know why, but I trust Cass. He knows what's going on, and if he hadn't raised the flag, I don't think even Rock's team would have been active. Really, it's because of him we even have a shot here. Killis thinks for a moment, looks at the 4 of her squad leaders here. Rock, go. Get back to your team. Do what needs to be done. Have someone fill me in on what's going on. Your team, how are they? Like, nods. Good. We have more of our ship we need to take back. Did someone already take life support?
Yes, that's how we were able to flood the gas. We have most of the ship at this point.
Good. All right. Well, let's take it back. Everyone in positions. Maddox, get to your team. We're going to break them out next. Tilton, can you take your team and help Mila get there? Tilton nods. Killis looks at Cass and says, I thought we were allies. And Cass says, I hope we still are. Killis says, get out of here. Go, help them. And you are free to leave.
As I'm limping down the hallway.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. You think you should get that looked at?
Cass, can you, carry me a little?
Cass will, obviously offer to, do the thing where you put an arm around him to, help get you there if you want. Yeah. Does anyone in the team still have a patch?
I do.
Okay. Well, once you guys meet back up, whoever needs a patch most can use that one, I guess. But yeah, you have retaken the bridge of the Amethyst and freed Killis with, honestly, minimal bloodshed.
Lucky you.
You don't know exactly what's happening here, but you're getting a lot closer to safety and an answer. And we'll see how you guys all stack up against the outer defenses and actually getting your ship free from this trap next time.
All right.
Yeah, I got questions. I hope we get answers soon. Maybe after all the mech bites.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.